Acts of climate inaction are claiming lives and livelihoods. And it is the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis that are bearing the biggest brunt. My name is Elizabeth Wathuti and I am a climate activist from Kenya.
Every person is saying that COP27 is an African COP. And for me, an African COP is not just an African COP because it's happening in Africa. It's supposed to be an African COP because the voices and the priorities of the African continent reflect in the outcome and are represented. And we can already see how difficult it is even for Africans, for instance, and young African activists as well, to access COP27. So if we are going to make this COP27 a success, then we have to ensure that there's a great representation and participation of the voices across the African continent, and not just the participation, but it has to go further beyond and make sure that the outcome that we get out of COP27 has a reflection of the present needs of the African continent. The failure of industrialized nations to meet their climate targets is actually a gross injustice to the young people, to all generations, and also to the people that are on the front line of this crisis. Because for us, we are not waiting for the impacts to hit in the future. It's happening right now. We are in a climate emergency, and we cannot continue to delay action. We cannot continue to make promises that we do not deliver. We cannot continue in the same pattern of pledges made and not met. I started growing trees because this is what connects me to nature as a young person. I grew up planting trees, growing trees, and living close to the most forested region in Kenya. And this is what made me love nature and connect to nature greatly at a young age. And I strongly believe that when we love nature, when we love what surrounds us, then we will greatly protect nature. But the world today is so much disconnected from the natural world. That's why we are seeing a lot of distractions on our forests, distractions on our waterways, our rivers, and we are not being mindful about how we are going to leave this planet for the next generations. So we are actually, by harming nature, we are harming our own selves, because in the process then we're escalating the impacts of climate change, and in the process we are also we're just destroying, we're destroying our very own life support system, which is nature.